Hello, everybody. Welcome back to a very special edition of Arsenal X, the Xbox podcast. I'm your host, Corey Dierig, and alongside me, as always, from the place of work, the wise Wisconsinite, Mr. Working Man, Jesse Douglas.
How's it going, everyone?
So Jesse is joining us from work, so if there might be a little background noise, just FYI. He's calling in from his cellular device to talk to me and none other than the joy of the EXP cast, the joy
Man, there's no
of
joy.
Wisconsin.
There is no joy in my voice right now. I'm mad.
You are joyful. You.
No, I'm not. I'm mad.
Are you? Because you're
Lost
smiling
3 hours
pretty
of
big.
progress. Lost 3 hours of progress. I'm laughing at myself. Okay, fine. I am joyful. I'm joyful.
Look at you. Smile, Stoy. Smile for the camera. Smile for the audio.
There, I'm smiling, forcing it through.
So
The joy story.
So this is coming out the night before the original episode that we recorded, just to get it out as fast as possible. Today was the 20th anniversary celebration presentation from Xbox. Halo turns 20. Xbox turns 20. The Rock's hair was removed. I don't know. It was a good presentation. First, I want to get everybody's thoughts on the presentation overall. I don't know how long this is going to be, maybe like 20, 30 minutes. I'm not sure. Probably. We always say that, and then it goes on to be like 3 hours long. Not trying to do a 3-hour show. But, Stoy, I'm going to go your way first. What did you think of the presentation? How do you feel?
I felt pretty good. It did bring back a lot of feels. And this was it was reminiscent to our actual episode because we talked about some of our favorite memories of the Xbox. And, you know, the first Xbox, the 360, the One, all that stuff. And it was really cool to kind of go back and see a lot of the footage from the old system release days and some of the conventions. Like I remember they played that clip of Phil Spencer at E3 where he announced backwards compatibility for Xbox One.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot about that, and I remember losing my mind because all of a sudden, once I saw the list, I pulled those games off my shelf. I was like, "Let's go, let's put these in."
Yeah,
you know. So it was really cool to kind of relive a lot of those kind of memories that Xbox, with Xbox, like it was just really cool.
Yeah, there was a lot of games added to my queue today on games you own. Because a lot of them because they were like backwards compatible on the 360, but not the Xbox One, and now they're backwards compatible on the Xbox One and Series X now, and it's like I went from like 293 games to 309, so it was awesome.
Hell yeah, because they just all of a sudden dropped, backwards compatibility has always been the cornerstone of their future, so it's always like you got to appreciate the past. So it's really cool that they still support this. Mm-hmm. So and not only are
it wasn't just like
currently out right now, getting a like a frames per second boost, but they just dropped like 70 other games.
I was gonna say that.
I remember.
Go ahead, Jesse.
I was just gonna say really quick. I remember too, like it was such a big deal when they made all the original Modern Warfare games backwards compatible, and like every local used game store was like sold out of them like instantly, because everyone wanted to go and get a hold of those again since they could play it again, and that was before I believe the remake of Modern Warfare had come back out and stuff. So it was it was such a big deal for a lot of those games that were a big staple for the longest time in people's life.
Like backwards compatibility was like such a big moment, like you said, Stoy. And today they like kind of put a big huge bow on the backwards compatibility program, because they did come out and say afterwards that they've reached the limit on backwards compatibility. It was a quote. I'll read the quote here. It says, "While we continue to stay focused on preserving and enhancing the art form of games, we have reached the limit of our ability to bring new games to the catalog from the past due to licensing, legal, and technical constraints. So they've basically almost brought everything forward that they possibly could have, and that's a great feeling to know that they at least tried, and to cap it off with 76 games getting backwards compatibility, another 33 of those of existing games getting frame rate boosts and enhancements. All the Gears of War games now are 60 frames a second, which is cool.
Yeah.
Oh, so many. Oh,
I wonder
I'm so
how
excited.
that's gonna run. Because I wonder how that's going to run. I'd just be really curious, like, to just pop those back in my system again and see, like, even like Dragon Age Origins.
Yeah.
Huge fan of Dragon Age Origins. So I'd be curious to pop this in and see what a frame rate boost would look like with it.
Mm-hmm.
I have one question, because I'm guessing you guys like actually looked at the list.
I have the list right in front of me. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, because I hadn't actually gotten a chance to look at it, but what made me like kind of curious, and I'm not expecting that these are going to be on that list, but did they also bring some Kinect games forward?
They brought games. Okay, so yeah, that was my thought too, and I looked it up, and these games you can play them through Kinect, but also you can play them with a controller. So some of them were Toy Story Mania was the one that caught my eye. That said, this is a Kinect game. Like, I can't. How did they bring this forward? You can play with a controller. I looked because it was also a Wii game, because I had it for Wii, because it's based off of the Disney World attraction of the same name. So let me see. There was one other one that caught my eye too.
Was Racketeer on that list at all? I know I've been wanting that to come forward for a long time, but I doubted it. Yeah.
No, there was one other one. I can't. If I find it, I'll bring it up. But you know what game really excited me though on this backwards compatibility list that I know nobody likes, and every time somebody brings it up, they're just like, no thanks. Is Binary Domain. It was like,
man.
It was Sega's like Gears of War clone, straight up Gears clone.
Oh man, that was so bad. It was so bad it was good. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that on the list and I was like, why this one? Like, this was universally panned. I liked it because it was so damn corny.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I remember playing the demo and it was like I don't know. It felt like people think Gears of War feels like these big clunky dudes with guns, like, and like they took up like half of the screen. This camera wasn't zoomed out far enough, but the dialogue was like really bad. It was so good it was bad, or it was so bad it was good.
You'll be surprised. I actually liked this game. I actually possess it, so
yeah.
I will probably pop this in.
Yeah, the one game though that didn't make it that I'm really sad was Alpha Protocol.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
I mean, I have it on the PS3, so I can always play it on my PS3. So
yeah, but you really want to bust out your PlayStation 3 to play that thing?
I mean, it's kind of plugged in just in case. Just in case one day I wake up and I want to play Alpha Protocol. It's sitting there. It's ready.
Gotta get a glass case for it with one of those little metal mallets that you can break the glass.
The
breaking case of extreme nostalgia.
The other game, Jesse, was Mini Ninjas is on here.
Yeah, that's an interesting one.
So that was I think that was the other Kinect game. So
I have a feeling that you guys are really trying to dance around the real game here.
Max Payne, Fear, Dead or Alive?
No.
Blood in the Sand?
Blood on the Sand.
Or on the Sand, yeah.
The ultimate co-op experience for the 360. You can play as 50 Cent and DJ Who Kid going through war-torn Iraq to get a crystal skull, man. It's like 50 Cent meets Indiana Jones. Come on. Meets Gears of War. Meets helicopter bosses.
Oh, dude, that game was actually legitimate, like a real Gears clone. Like it was straight up, like it felt good to play, It was like, oh, I can't believe it.
I know. It was actually kind of surprising because I played it and I was like, this is actually pretty good.
Yeah. It's like you don't want to admit how good it is, but yet it's still good.
It's still good. It's still good.
Oh.
The other one that's kind of a surprising one, and I was actually talking with some people on Twitter about this just before, is Advent Rising. How much of an underrated gem that was for the original Xbox, and it was kind of sad story because it was supposed to be a trilogy, but the first game didn't meet sales expectations, so they just abandoned it, which kind of sucks.
Yeah.
But at least we have it on the Series X.
That we do.
We have it.
We do. So that was one of the big announcements today. I'm excited to play some of these games like Gladius. I haven't played in forever.
Yeah.
Max Payne, I know, is like a huge deal. Like, I know those games, people love those games, and I might actually try them out.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat. I never really, like,
What?
I've always seen them, but I never really actually got a chance to play them.
Yeah.
Thought I was in the presence of gamers here. Next thing you're gonna tell me, you guys never played the Fear games.
I played about an hour of
I
Fear,
did.
and I was like, nope, pass.
Yeah, I only played the
You know
first
who else
one.
is gonna pass? I'm gonna pass.
You know what I'm not passing on? Time Splitters 2.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, and Future
Oh,
Perfect.
yeah.
Time Splitters 2 was better. I mean, Future Perfect was good, but
Yeah, I know, but it's still both of them right there.
Skate 2, everybody loved Skate 2, right? That's up.
People
And,
like Skate 2?
I am also in the camp that I liked Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City. I like that game, made by Slant 6 developers. So
Was that the shooter one?
yeah. So basically, you can play as like Umbrella Special Forces, and then you can play as like their Spec Ops Group 2. So
Oh, okay.
it was fine. You know, it was a good
Alright.
action zombie shooter. It's fine.
What I wish we would get is the Outbreak files again, like remastered, because those were just so ahead of their time. Like,
Yeah, they really were. That was
People-
before anybody had a stable internet connection.
Yeah.
yeah, I played them. I would play them, but it was like hard to find anyone to play them with.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So otherwise, what else did we get from this?
Well, they also announced a bunch of games that got frame rate boosts. I didn't know if you wanted to talk about any of those games. I mean, we kind of talked about Gears, but
Yeah, like Fallout New Vegas, and Fallout 3. Those are going to be Alan Wake, Dragon Age Origins.
Fable, yeah.
Yeah, 2 of the Fear games. Binary Domain, bro.
mhm.
Getting 60 frames a
Yes.
second. Near.
The game's going to be so much better. Mirror's Edge is getting a 60 frames a second patch. Sonic games, Dead Space 2 and 3 are getting 60 frames. Assassin's Creed, the original Assassin's Creed, is going to get 60 frames, which that game will probably play a lot better now that it's at 60 frames.
Yeah, probably will. Yeah.
So,
Yep.
Oblivion. So there's a lot. So we're not going to go through the whole list, but if you want to check it out, there's lists everywhere. A lot of great stuff coming for you classic Xbox people. I will be checking out some of these as well. Not going to lie, Final Fantasy 13, calling my name. A lot of these old games. So, okay, so another announcement. They showed the Halo trailer for the show coming to Paramount Plus. Another subscription service.
I hate that I
don't
have
own.
to get Paramount Plus just to watch this shit.
So, okay.
I already have it.
There's going to be a free trial at some point, right? You can get a free trial for one of these?
I imagine
Yeah, I
there will
think you
be.
can.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, we'll just do that.
They had a I actually just partook in this deal because I had Paramount Plus through Amazon, like, you know how on Amazon Prime you can like add on services or whatever.
Yeah.
I actually canceled mine because for $2 more than what Paramount Plus costed by itself, you could get Showtime and Paramount Plus for, I think it's like $10 a month or something like that. So I ended up just switching over to that. But yeah, like, I don't know. I've liked Paramount Plus because you can watch the football games and stuff live on there.
Mm-hmm.
And all we have is like the HD antenna or whatever for cable. So
yeah.
So I
Anyway.
enjoy it, but yeah.
Yeah. So Xbox live action TV series debuted the trailer. Wasn't much of a trailer. It was just a guy with a bunch of scars on his back, and then he put on the helmet. It was Master Chief, clearly. Just kind of a teaser. It's supposedly launching next year. I would have liked to have seen more, but what are you gonna do? They look like they got the armor and the helmet right, at least. So we'll see.
Yeah, I thought it looked good so far, what we've seen, but
it's surprising that they chose to do John. They chose to do Master Chief. I wish Halo, and they mentioned this in the presentation about how there's so many stories around the Halo universe, but we still get these mainline stories with Master Chief.
It's the same problem that Star Wars has. Big. It's small galaxy syndrome, is what it is. I get it.
Let's start to branch out a bit.
Yeah, I get it. Like, Master Chief's clearly iconic, but there's so many other things that are iconic in Halo, and I think people are hungry. Like, okay, yeah, the numbered games focus on Master Chief, but look how many people love ODST. Look how many people love Reach. Look how many people, love that the first the animated show thing that came out, Halo Legends.
I honestly, I still think to this day, Reach is my favorite. I mean, I got to give props. Halo 3 was really good, but Reach is still my favorite because I think it told the story better than any of the other games to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and I agree with you just because I almost equate Reach to the Halo version of Gears. They had really interesting characters, and they had awesome, the awesome outfits or armor and stuff like that, and they were, all kind of unique. And yeah, I really liked Reach, what I've played so far of it anyways, because I finished most of it, but I still haven't gotten back.
You haven't even played the end of it. The end of it was the best part.
Survive.
I know.
The ending to that was just brilliant.
Yeah.
Because you knew what was going to happen. You knew what was going to happen, but you still fought your ass off.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it was so good.
I wonder what the longest survive. I wonder how long somebody survived. There's got to be pretty good Halo players out there, right, that survived for hours. You think?
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't finish Reach either. Reach is the only Halo game I've never finished. But yeah, so also they brought the Rock out, obviously, because he was revealed the first Xbox with Bill Gates, which was just a gosh, man, that when they showed that clip, I was just like, oh my gosh, this is so cringy, so bad. And that's when this was pre-Rock, he was wrestler Rock, cool dude Rock, and now he's just super Rock, I guess. I don't know what you call him. But they did the thing, the Vault, to promote Red Notice, which is their new movie on Netflix with Ryan Reynolds and Gal Gadot, and they're getting into the Vault, and you can go to xboxvault.com or whatever, and I don't know. I didn't go to the Vault, so I don't really know what's in it.
I did, but here's the thing. Okay, that website, that whole thing that you're doing, all it is you've got different things from Xbox owned games, like Skyrim and all the things that they own now, and then stuff from the movie you click on, and then it gives you something, like a question or whatever that you got to answer, and it's multiple choice. But the thing is what I was running into is some of them, when I would try to click on the answer, the whole website just would freeze, and it was still counting down the seconds because it's a timed thing that you have to do it in.
Yeah. Well, so many people were probably on the server, right? I mean.
Yeah. But I mean, it's cool. you get like an achievement for every question you get right.
Yeah.
And then you can track all that, like everything that you've got right and whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, it wasn't functioning properly when I tried it. So.
Yeah. And then last but not least, obviously, the Halo multiplayer is available today. You can play it. It's in quote-unquote beta form until the 8th. And all your progress carries over to the main game. So you can start playing right now. So if you pre-order the game...
That's cool. That's smart.
Yeah, if you pre-order the game or have Game Pass Ultimate... or maybe just Game Pass in general, you get the first Battle Pass for free. So that's cool. It's what is it? Heroes of Reach, I think, is the theme. And you can get a meal. You can get what's her name, Kat, and there's one other Reach character that you could get as well in the season pass. So pretty cool. I like Emil's helmet. I will probably wear that one. But I think everybody loves Emil's helmet. So
Yeah.
He's got the big, cool, kind of flaming skull that he etched into it.
Yeah. Which did you look at the whole entire battle pass thing? Like you get to unlock eventually the flaming like shoulders and head and all that stuff.
Yeah.
That used to be only for developers of the game had that as their.
Yeah, it was like a big. It was a big thing for Halo
player.
3. I remember. Because when you saw that, you could tell that was a Bungie developer at the time.
Yeah.
And then if you killed like a certain amount of Bungie developers or something, you got that achievement, and then you got the flaming, what was it, recon head? If you watched all the Vidoc videos as well in the game, so that was cool. That was like a cool little Easter egg. You get that flaming recon helmet. So. Yeah,
that was always cool.
But did I miss anything? I think that was pretty much it that was announced and shown off. A lot of nostalgia, a lot of a
lot of celebration of its history. You know, kind of where they've been, where they plan on going. The what was it? The 3-part series, the documentary.
Yeah, the documentary. You're right.
Yeah, that sounds interesting. Like they're gonna chronicle like from the start of like just a bunch of dudes working at Microsoft talking about like wanting to make a home console to kind of where they are now. So it would be interesting to see a kind of behind the scenes perspective on how the Xbox was. And I think Xbox as a company is very honest with itself in terms of, you know, they made mistakes along the way. So it would be interesting to hear them. I at least get it from their perspective, because we always get it from like, you know, the internet doofuses and the website journalist doofuses that say this is why they did this, and it's like it'd be interesting to get it from their perspective and see what their line of thinking was.
And they've been working on this for what, 3 years?
Yeah, and like just seeing.
What was that, Corey?
Oh, they've been working on this for what, 3 years, right? 3 years, they said.
Yeah, about 3 years. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm especially interested in the Xbox One era. Launch and
I think that's the one I'm kind of curious about.
Yeah, I was gonna say like or even like if like seeing everything like fall apart, like when the whole Red Ring stuff started happening, and like because you know they were stressing out major time, you know, like during that when that was happening, and just like in a complete probably panic trying to figure out, you know, what they're gonna do, and you know, because that was such a big deal. And then, you know, like like the story was supposedly that they were in such a rush to make it or make the consoles or something. But yeah, it would be nice to actually get the full story behind that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be interesting.
Yeah. Sorry, I was reading this thing about Phil Spencer.
The man, the God.
Yeah.
Our Lord and Savior.
Yeah, he's been a great leader for Xbox. It's going to be extremely difficult to replace him as a leader. I mean, the only reason why I bring that up is because there's a thing going around that says Microsoft is pushing Xbox's Phil Spencer to think about his succession. And his quote was, "Clearly, as somebody who has been here for 33 years, I have more years behind me than ahead of me. But the longevity of this team, the sustainability of this team, and there's nothing more important to me right now than that. You should think about succession when you think about the long-term health of the team, to make sure the team is in a good place, that the culture of the company is in a good place, and that we're making the right decisions on who we bet on. That has to outlive me." So, yeah, I don't know. I think Phil is good for the industry and as a whole, not just for Xbox. I think he promotes a lot of positivity. He promotes a lot of togetherness and inclusiveness and stability. I think that, doesn't always come with the internet. I mean, look how positive the internet was around Xbox today,
Right, yeah.
I didn't really see a lot of negativity today. Even people who, hate what 343's done with Halo or are PlayStation fanboys, like I saw a lot of positivity from all corners of the internet about Xbox today, and I think that stems a lot from Phil Spencer and the team he's built, and just who is kind of leading Xbox right now.
And let's admit that the internet is full of, obviously, you're going to get more bad press than positive press. Usually the people that view your products positively don't feel the need to say anything because they're either enjoying it or they're personally like, I don't feel like I need to pump this up. I'm just enjoying the product. But you got the minority of the negative naysayers that will go on the internet and just blast it all day because they want to feel validated. So, it is refreshing that a lot of these people that have positive memories and positive feelings and thoughts about Xbox are actually coming out to say, hey, that was great. It was such a good trip down memory lane. And this is why I love being part of the Xbox community.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and like, let's also be honest, part of Sony's strategy for quite a few years has been, like banking off of Xbox's failures and the negativity towards, Microsoft and they, that's good business for them.
I mean, it totally worked.
Hate them.
It totally worked during the Xbox One, right? I mean, with it coming in at $100 cheaper, it producing some games when Xbox really wasn't, the negativity at the top leadership, right, with Don Matrick and pushing the TV and TV stuff. You see that meme all the time, and the Kinect. It was a perfect storm for PlayStation to overthrow Xbox in the mind share of gamers, right? Because like at that time, at least in the West, Xbox had the mind share with 360, right? Even though PlayStation 3 did eventually outsell the Xbox, but by that time it was over, right? Xbox had the mind share of the gamers and really just created something really special with the 360, and then really dropped the ball with the Xbox One, and PlayStation took advantage of it, and it's nice to see Xbox really make that comeback and come back strong, come back hard. Like the Xbox Series X is such a great console, Not that the Xbox One wasn't.
And all the while, like you said, like, Phil Spencer he's not afraid to say, I really loved this PlayStation game, or I really loved this, Switch game, or whatever. Like he's not taking that negativity road. He's killing them with kindness.
He's not afraid to congratulate the competition, and he's not afraid to criticize his team, right? Like there was a interview that came out today where he criticized how they handled the Halo Infinite delay last year, which is totally understandable, right? He said, quote, "I don't like how we did it. I don't like that we showed the game, talked about the game launching at the launch of the consoles, and then within a month we had to move the date." Like that's totally something that he owned up to, and that's I think the what makes a good leader is, yeah, you can know your strengths and pat your team on the back when they do a good job, but also owning the screw ups. And I think he's done that too along the way.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, for sure.
For sure.
Making those hard decisions, like
yeah,
too. I mean,
yeah,
like that was not an easy decision to decide to completely scrap Halo Infinite and basically give it an overhaul.
yeah. I
but
mean,
they knew that that's what they had to do, and
I mean, it cost them millions of dollars, not just in paying their staff, but like contractual agreements that they had with like Doritos and energy drinks and Mountain Dew last year.
Yeah.
And, all the promotional stuff that they did with Taco Bell. Like, they did so much for the launch of this game, and they had to push it a whole year. So,
yeah.
I mean,
I'd be curious that'd be another thing. I'd be curious to see like what they were thinking at the time when they thought like, it was able to come out last year.
Yeah.
That so much work needed to be done to it at the point that they delayed it a whole year. Like, how bad would it have been for Halo to have come out last year?
Yeah,
like,
but I
shudder to think it would have been a disaster. We're talking like cyberpunk level disaster. Probably even more so because it's Halo.
I also wonder if it really needed a year's worth of work though, because like, I mean, I wonder if it needed like 6 months and they were just like, well, let's just push it to holiday so we can line it up with this huge anniversary celebration we're about to have,
Mm-hmm.
Which makes more sense than, it would have been cool to launch Halo with the console, but also it makes a lot of sense to launch it at like a big, huge anniversary like this.
Yeah, for sure.
Not like any other major companies launch games during anniversaries, like Nintendo with 3 of their major franchises. But,
Yeah, right. No kidding. Hey, we're going to give you an old game again, and we're going to make you pay $60 for it. Because you have that very special little spot right underneath your asshole.
Oh, God.
That we're poking. Nintendo, man, they poke you. They poke you.
They do. Do we want to hit on anything else? I mean, there's a couple other things that we missed yesterday in terms of news. Do we want to hit on it now, or do we want to wait till next week's episode to kind of...
let's wait till next week's episode. I think this was... we wanted to kind of reminisce and at least talk about the showcase.
Yeah.
In question.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I really enjoyed the showcase. I watched it during work, and I was like some of the presentation, I like started like kind of getting a little misty-eyed there, man. And I was like, man, I'm glad I'm sitting in my office by myself, because like, this would be really embarrassing.
Was it just me, or when they, at the end there, when they announced, the Halo coming out, the multiplayer, and they were all clapping and stuff, the whole team. The dude that was in the front left, like it looked like he was totally holding back. He had the ugly face, holding back, crying there.
Yeah.
Like, which I completely understand, because dude, that's that, like you were saying, and when you the second you talked about this documentary, like I would love to just see a documentary just on Halo Infinite alone.
Yeah.
Like seeing the whole everything behind creating that.
Yeah. It would be cool
that had to be made.
It would be cool if more developers did that, kind of like a behind the scenes look. I really loved the God of War one, where they followed the more recent God of War.
Yeah.
I really loved that one because I loved, kind of seeing where they were coming from with a lot of the character designs and the direction. So it'd be really interesting to see one from Infinite, especially where their heads were at after announcing the delay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
like I'm a big documentary buff as it is. Like I literally will just search all the streaming services and just try to find documentaries a lot of the time, because I just love watching that stuff.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. The I think the one thing that a lot of Xbox studios, at least 343, right, it was like they showed that video. Sometimes you can tell when people are doing business speak and stuff, and you're like, yeah, we're really proud of the team, whatever, and like it's like a PR statement. But they got the guy that was talking about the multiplayer with the mohawk, I forget what his name is, but I followed him on Twitter today because he just like
he looks like an interesting dude.
Yeah, he just like showed so much heart and passion, and I feel like you could really see that he was really proud of what their team did with the multiplayer, at least, right? And because he was the multiplayer lead, I think is what they said. And I like seeing that out of team leaders. It's like there's so much passion and heart, and his emotions weren't produced from a script or from a director. They were real and heartfelt, and I really feel like that sent a strong message too about the quality of this game too.
Yeah, and it's like kind of one of those things that feels like where you see a lot of this like happen with smaller teams where these indie teams where they're like a family, and and like there's just so much heart and stuff in it. And it feels like, like we've been seeing as these developers and stuff have been getting picked up by Microsoft that like it just seems like they're genuinely happy and being taken care of. And, and like as a person who wants to support these teams and support Microsoft, like that's what you want to see.
Yeah.
And it, it just makes you happy to know that they're being taken care of and getting to do what they want to do,
Yeah. Yeah. So, well, I think we're going to wrap it up unless anybody has anything else to say about this anniversary. So,
no, I think we pretty much nailed it.
Cool.
Yeah, I absolutely, I didn't really say it in particularly out, but I absolutely loved the show. It was short,
it was really
sweet,
cool,
but it was well done. Like, and not at any second did it feel like like, oh, here we go, like it was boring or anything. I think they did like an excellent job setting it up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Definitely something Xbox has done really well the last few, like with E3 and some of their inside Xboxes lately. Like really just
they could definitely make a good stage.
Yeah, dude, that was so cool. By the way, just to wrap it up on this, like when they launched the video, the old head of Xbox came out on a stage that was literally the original Xbox like bubble screen. Oh, it was so cool.
I know, that was awesome. I was like, wow, they did, and I was actually surprised. I thought they would feature that more instead of just like for like a couple minutes.
Each stage would be like represent a different span of the Xbox's life, But I mean, we didn't get that, but it's all right. It was cool. It was cool that they did that at least.
Yep.
Oh, it was so cool. Man,
I want to turn that into my bedroom.
I kind of do.
Yeah.
So, all right, we're gonna get out of here.
Arsenal X Studio.
We're gonna get out of here. Thank you guys for watching this very special episode. You can catch Arsenal X, the Xbox podcast, every Sunday night live on twitch.tv/Boss Rush Network. You can follow us on Twitter at Boss Rush Network with the hashtag ArsenalX. You can catch all of our other shows on bossrush.net. No housekeeping, no plugs tonight. Just want to give you our impressions of the Halo 20th anniversary, Xbox 20th anniversary, and we'll see you next time on Arsenal X, the Xbox podcast. Goodbye, everybody.
See y'all next week.
Bye.
Bye.